What's up, everyone? Welcome to Beat Me at StarCraft 2 and win $300. So far, we're on a 7th winning streak. We are doing fantastic, and the money keeps going up. Let's try to keep our money once again. All right, first game of the day is against Rocker. All right, 5-7 Protoss on Royal Blood. Starting pretty tough right away. Now, actually, I do remember at some point I tried a series that was something like, how many NAGMs can I beat in a row or something like this? No money on the line or anything. It was literally just that. And I think we played a game against him where he counter rushed us. And it became the closest unwinnable game ever that I barely won in some kind of weird base trade with a lot of luck. At least that's what I remember. Now, hopefully this game we can, make it a little bit more one-sided than that. I wouldn't want to get into trouble against a counter rush once again, especially not when there's $300 on the line. I can tell you guys, I mean, personally, this is actually where I differ from a lot of the other pro gamers. I know that every pro hates cannon rushes, okay? But I actually think it's a pretty cool strategy. I mean, maybe if it was like too strong, it wouldn't be that cool anymore. But since, with the balance that it has, where it's like decent but not that great, I actually think it's a pretty cool strategy. I think a lot of people would get absolutely furious if they would lose $300 to a cannon rush now. Normally, I don't think I would be. In this case, though, I really want to get this streak going for as long as humanly possible. So here, I really don't want to lose to a cannon rush. So the last few times, he hasn't actually cannon rushed us. Actually, he did cannon rush the last time we played, but that was against my Protoss, so that doesn't really count, right? Now, what kind of build am I going for? I think I'm going to go for a double gas because that will make me feel the most safe. We haven't seen a probe yet. I don't think, actually, I'm not even sure about this. I think double gas might be a slightly worse strategy against cannon rush. You might think that sounds weird because like you're going to have more units, but what happens if you get cannon rushed is that you need to pull these SCVs, and then your mineral gas ratio is going to be completely messed up. Like, you won't even be able to afford anything with the gas. So you really do not want to make a second gas in those cases, but here we are not getting cannon rushed. Should I SCV scout? I think I probably don't have to be honest. We haven't been probe scouted yet, which is actually a little bit suspicious. I'll probably do a little bit of a Reaper scout around my base, see what I can find, and that way we can set ourselves up for the macro game. I don't want to do an all-in or anything with this. I really just want to be safe with my early units. Double Reaper is going to confirm the scout. If you can't scout with Double Reaper, either you messed it up or your opponent had like some really insane defense to deny your scout. So that's really what I want to go for. I want to scare him a little bit, try to get the guaranteed scout, and from that point on, we'll move on to the macro game. I don't quite remember what kind of tech he likes to play, so we'll have to see. I think the last time we played him, actually that was in Planetary Rush, right, with Terran. I want to say he went for a fast robo, perhaps? Does that sound about right? I think he went for a fast robo, so in that case, I can probably just go on doing what I normally like to do. Could go for a couple Ravens as well. Doesn't seem like there's anything around my base, which is quite nice. Nothing here as well. It's very weird, by the way. Wait, he is Protoss, right? Yeah, I was gonna say, is he playing off-race running? It's very weird to not scout at all in PvT, really. Like, at least you send a probe at some point. Feels pretty risky to not send a probe in case you're just getting absolutely proxied or, about to get blasted by some kind of weird all-in. But okay. I do hope an Adept shows up now, because he hasn't scouted. He might not be aware that I'm playing double gas, and then his Adept could just die instantly, so that's the plan. Alright, let's go across the map now. See what we can find. I think I want to go for my double Raven strategy. It's a strategy that I really, really like. I'll have to make a third gas for it too, but that's okay. But I just want to make sure that it's not a Stargate we're going up against. Excuse me. Because a Stargate just... Yeah, Phoenixes counter Ravens too hard, and that would just be a little bit of a shame. Let's see, there's another gateway building. Let's see what we can find in the main base. Nothing yet. There's a blind battery being built. Okay, so he went for a sentry. That probably means... It's a Twilight scout. That actually seems like a pretty late Twilight as well, I have to say. Okay, well, we got the scout. That's exactly what I came here for, so that's good. He's going to use it. Oh, that's actually nice. I think he used the force field on my Hellion. And I wasn't really going to use the Hellion that much after, but what that does mean is that he doesn't have an hallucination scout to scout me early. So that is going to be pretty nice, actually. Sentry is usually meant to just scout. Now, he does have a second gate. I want to make really sure I don't die to like a 4-gate blink attack or so. So I'm definitely going to make tanks and stuff. Hopefully do some harassment with the Raven, and then we'll take it from there. Guess we're just going to have to see whether this is the kind of game that we should take into a macro game, or maybe we should try to finish it early. That's something I'm going to make. That decision is going to... I'm going to make that decision later with some more scouting information. Sorry. Okay, that's the first Raven. I'm going to make the second Raven now. Now, this is a strategy that I honestly haven't really perfected, but the idea of it, I think, is really cool. Like, just going for a fast Raven, you're going to be able to kill every single observer. If you don't play against a Stargate, you can drop auto turrets forever, which is just super, super nice. Now I'm gonna make another barracks here. Try to go for the 3 racks. Keep that in line. Siege my tank over here. Something very important for Terran always is to just have your units in position already. So I want to put a tank here, and I want to put a tank up here. Now, sadly, I'm going to be supply blocked for about 3 seconds. That could be a little bit annoying. Now, my opponent is going for a third nexus, so it doesn't seem like we have anything to worry about at all. Now, I do need to keep in mind, he has a battery over there. Turrets do not do any damage against batteries. There's a Phoenix over there. Turrets do not do any damage against batteries unless you have maybe like 2 turrets, or maybe you even want to have 3. So I'm actually not going to drop 1 turret away. I'm going to wait at least until 100 energy. Maybe I'll wait for my second Raven to show up as well. Just get an engineering bay going. Now, we have been scouted by the Phoenix. I'm not quite sure what to make of it, because I kind of want to feel like he doesn't have a robo then. Like, if he's still going to scout to the Phoenix that late after using a force field, it might mean that he just doesn't have a robo to scout with an observer. Now, let's see what we can find here. It doesn't look like there's a battery here. This was a really fast third nexus, by the way. Oh, auto turrets are going to do a lot of damage. And now he's distracted. Maybe I can go into the back of his base. I'm actually going to drop 2 turrets. And then just try to target the pros. He's probably not expecting the double turret there. Does he have units here yet? I heard a blink. Let's see. I'm going to drop another turret here. And this harassment is going to be really nice to begin with. Now, I don't have my +1. My +1 is going to be a little bit late. Let's see. This one got 2 kills. So far, we got 7 worker kills, actually. Very nice. That's more than I expected. I thought I was going to say 4. But we have 7 worker kills, which is perfect. And now I'm just going to be macroing up. Keep in mind, he only has 3 gases, so it means he's going to be quite zealot heavy. So I need to save up for a few more Widow Mines before going in. Now, it didn't seem like he had a battery in the main base for my scout earlier. Let's see. Does he have Stalkers ready? He does have Stalkers ready, so I'm just going to be very careful here. Don't want to lose to a couple of Stalkers blinking on my Raven. That would be highly unfortunate. And now I'm going to go for a classic Mark move. I'm going to go for the 16 Marine drop. I'm going to send them all the way around the map. And then I'll try to time my attack at the front at the same time that Medevac hits. Now I want to go up to 50 SCVs. And then I'll make a 3rd command center. That's the plan, at least. I am a little bit afraid of like getting killed by a mass zealot attack, though, especially because he has no gases. That just seems a little bit scary. I do have 4 Widow Mines, which is a pretty good count. Let's see. I'll just should I use the Ravens with my attack? I really could, I think. See, okay, I need to be careful. Oh, I thought he was going to target the tank, so I was a little bit late on that. That's my bad. Now let's get the 3rd command center up. There we go. I'm just going to try stimming this down. Do I have enough units to actually make this move right now? I'm not 100% convinced, to be fair. Let's get some extra things up. I don't want him to... Let's see what he has here. It's probably a lot of Zealots, if I had to guess. Zealots and Stalkers. Yeah, he doesn't have upgrades yet. That is very sketch, I have to say. Let's drop a couple turrets. Yeah, it seems like he gathered all of his units here. So it makes sense for me to just back off now, because he's focusing every unit on the front. He just wants to crush my attack and win with a counterattack. Let's see, we got a couple more kills on that one. Maybe we'll get some more kills on this Raven as well. And we're just safely backing off at home. He might even have been chasing our army. See? I do still want to go for that attack at some point. We did get supply block for a bit, which is unfortunate. Let's get maybe like a safety turret. I'll kill all my extra barracks and my command centers. And now I have enough Widow Mines that I'm pretty confident we can go across the map. Even if we get caught, you know, off guard, we're just going to have a lot of Widow Mines for this, which is super, super nice. And now he's here, I can just go into the main base. There's a lot of Immortals, by the way. I am going to have to be careful here. There we go. He might recall for this. Let's see. No, he's just going to go for it, I think. Yeah, that makes sense. He's just going to go for the attack, and that's why I have all the Widow Mines in pre-position. There we go. Beautiful Widow Mine shots. These Marines should probably not be killed. Let's drop another turret in the 3rd base over here, and then I'm just going to stay safely in the natural with my army. I'm killing absolutely everything in the main base right now with just a simple drop. He's going to have to be forced to kill my base. I haven't landed my 3rd yet, and he's just losing everything. Turret's also doing a crazy amount of damage. And look at those turrets just going ham. This is beautiful. So he recalled into the main base, which means I'm just going to try and run down these probes over here and see how many I can kill. Not that many, seems like. Let's drop another turret. As soon as I get it, I'll drop it again. Don't have another turret on these other Ravens, unfortunately. Let's see, I'll drop a turret there, and then now I'm safe. I'm going to take this 3rd base. I probably could have done it a lot earlier. As soon as he recalled, I should have taken it, but obviously there was quite a lot going on, right? So don't blame me for that one. And I think it's a good time to start working on my extra upgrades as well. Try to go for that 2-2. Now, with the amount of damage I've done economically, I don't think I really need to do anything else. I can just sit here. Was there an observer right here? I feel like I saw an observer. I know I saw it before. I don't know where it's now, though. Let's see. Is he going to try to attack me again? Doesn't seem like it. Maybe I should be protecting my main base for the prism. Did I see a prism actually? I'm not 100% sure. I feel like I saw a prism, but I can't recall seeing it clearly. Now at this point, well, this actually looks like he should be able to hit those, right? But he can't. He's playing very safe right now. Okay, the observer's right there. I'm just gonna kill it as soon as this orbital finishes. Did the mine shoot? No, it didn't. Okay. And now I'm just gonna go ahead on the bottom and attack. I have 1-1, which is the same upgrades as him. And I can only imagine that we are a very decent amount of supply up. I would say he probably is at maybe like, yeah, 120 supply sounds reasonable to say. Like, he is playing a high supply build, right? Only making Stalkers and Zealots. Excuse me, with no gases. And let's try to get in here. I'm gonna start my 2-2. And these Widow Mines are basically... Oh, he's not here with anything. The Observer died and he's just not prepared at all. He's gonna lose this entire base right now. He can try to escape, but he's not gonna be able to. Everything here is gonna go down, and then by the time he arrives, the Widow Mines are in position. Let's try to drop some turrets. I wouldn't be surprised if he F2'd here. Now, there's no Zealots here, so I can just stem on top of the Immortals. Let's kill the pylon warping in there. Let's try to get another turret in the natural. And I think we have enough units to pull through. It's actually pretty close here. The Immortal's doing so much damage. Oh, he did get 2-2 as well. That's why. And we might be getting stopped here. Maybe with some really good micro, we're still gonna win this fight, I think. Oh, no, he has a battery there. Okay. My Marauders are doing such a good job here. Yeah, like, the thing is, I have so many medevacs that, like, you know, these units are just not gonna die anymore, which is beautiful. I have a few more Widow Mines as well. Maybe one more turret can actually help me out there. There we go. Let's try to get a fourth base behind it as well. He might have a fourth base, so I don't want to fall behind in macro. I'm going to start producing some more ghosts. Let's see, he's going there. I'm going to start my +1 air attack. I mean, I don't think I'll have to. I think this is a game I can definitely finish in the next couple of minutes, but I always want to make sure to just get my macro transition on anyway. There's no transition for Terran to the late game unless you start air upgrades to go for Liberators. It's just an easy tip that I can give you guys. Liberators are absolutely garbage without +2 air attack. So if you ever want to make Liberators, you just have to go for those upgrades right away as you can. Now, obviously, okay, that army looks very small. I think we can definitely go for that. There's no Immortals left. He doesn't have any quality units. Good forces with him, actually, but I'm not going to let it disturb me too much. I'm just going to wait. I'm not going to try anything YOLO by trying to drop over. Just gonna wait till this force will disappear. And then he's actually making more and more. I do like that, but here the concave is just too big. And there we go. We have done it, beating a 5-7 Protoss in the first game. Unit slots looking very juicy, +5k. And this game, I think, was just my most solid TVP game. I feel like lately TVPs do usually, you know, go a bit more chaotic than this one. It's not usually this solid and standard, but this one, everything went according to plan. He tried to move out, and I read him like a book. I do really think if I didn't read him, if I didn't back off with my main army, I could have been crushed and lost the game. So that was the game-winning move, I think, right there, obviously, in combination with the solid plays. But that's just game number 1. Let's keep it going. All right, game number 2 is going to be against Adonis in the Gucci clan. Okay, that sounds very fancy. On Neo Humanity. Now, what should I do this game? You guys know, I always say this, even though this is like a very try-hard show, right? Where I try my best to keep my money. Until I have so much money that I can make someone very, very happy with it. I like my variety still. Like, I don't necessarily want to do the same styles every game and stuff. The problem is here, I ideally adapt my strategies to my opponents. I don't really know how Adonis plays, though. Like, I don't remember playing him at all. I'm just going to do one of my good builds, I think. Well, obviously, I was always going to do a good build. But I think I'm going to do a build that I really liked, which I don't quite remember how to do. But I think I'm going to get close enough. I actually might have done this. Yeah, I feel like I definitely did this in another episode. I might have done this in the first episode of this show, actually. I just feel like doing it against the Protoss, but I can't imagine what other show than this one I would do a build like that. But it's like a very crazy version of 3 ranks where you pretend to only make Marines, but then sneak 2 Reapers into the back of the base and try to get a little damage and that free scouting. So it has a little bit of the same element of that last strategy where you do want to get double Reaper to get that free scouting. But then instead of doing a very standard 1-on-1 into 3 ranks, you go for 3 ranks right away and try to destroy your opponent with a 6 stim timing. That's the plan, at least. Now, do I want to scout? I don't really want to scout against Protoss because it's... Like, these kind of builds are very tight. If you play a 3-rack, the only point of the build is to be super, super efficient and super optimized so your first attack looks the best. I don't really want to, like, you know, not scout against someone I haven't played against before, though. That kind of sounds like a disaster waiting to happen, to be honest. But maybe I can use my Marine to scout around my main base, and that could be good enough. At least to know that there's not any proxies on the way. Now, I do definitely prefer playing 3 racks on maps that have a ramp compared to maps that don't have a ramp like this one. Mostly because Marines only will get absolutely obliterated by Stalkers. Oh, he's going to lose that maybe? Oh, yes. Okay, that's beautiful. What I was going to say is that if you do a 3-racks, you only have Marines. You don't get like a Widowmine out or something. You just get owned by one Stalker walking to your base, right? Because one Stalker can infinitely kite Marines, and you can't do anything against it. So I will have to make a bunker. I don't want to make the bunker, though, and that's where the problem is. Though I guess if I'm making 2 Reapers, I am saving a little bit of minerals because Reapers take significantly longer to build than Marines. And that maybe will allow me to actually afford the bunker. Now, there's nothing around my main base, looks like, which is good. Guess it could be a Stargate, but then again, a Stargate's probably not the scariest thing to see. Since I will have enough Marines. Actually, do I have enough Marines if I go for the double Reapers? I'm actually not quite sure about that one now. Do I have enough Marines if I go for double Reaper? Reapers take so long to build. Reapers take 30 seconds to build. Is it 30 seconds? 32 seconds. Okay, I actually was going to say, I think it's probably 29. No, it's 32 seconds to build Reaper. So that is almost 4 Marines basically from that reactor, right? That I'm not going to be able to build. So not quite sure if I do actually have enough Marines for the Oracle. At least if it's a proxy Oracle. If it's a normal Oracle, I definitely will. And now you can see the setup, right? I have 3 Marines at the front. If my opponent sees this, he should know. At least if he's scouting, he should know that there's no Reapers on the way. No, right? And then just, you know, not make any batteries, send his units out on the map. If he's making mistake, he will actually defend. This is like another one of those scenarios where you hope your opponent... Oh, that's actually a fast Oracle, right? No, that's a fake Oracle. It has to be, no? Can you even have a 315? I actually think there's no way that's even possible, even with a proxy. Thinking about it. For a second, I got scared because I was like, did I mess up the build? But no, that's actually impossible. I think the fastest Oracle you can have with a proxy is probably like 330 or something, if I had to guess. So yeah, he kept his units at home. Why is he making... Oh, okay, he's going to take that approach. He's making a lot of static defenses for my 3-racks. Now, I do have to say, yeah, this is kind of the annoying part of the mind game. The opponent did not realize I wasn't making a Reaper with my build, so he kept everything at home. He didn't actually try to attack me. Now, let's see. Is that multiple batteries? That's... Oh, okay, yeah. I think we're going to have to take a smarter approach here and kind of stop doing the 3-racks. Like, there's no way we're going to... Why are you guys here? There's no way we're going to be able to build enough Marines to break a double battery, right? So I'm going to go for the factory instantly, and I'm going to make an engineering bay as well. And then I guess we're going to take a 3rd base relatively fast. Now, there are a few styles that I can play from this. I could actually go for my favorite style, which sadly does happen to be the weaker choice here, which is to go for fast 3rd command center. And then just go for 8 barracks and only drop bio and not make like Vikings or Ghost or stuff like that. You know, like really just go for it with mass bio. It's just not as good as actually getting out Ghost and Vikings and stuff. Man, I hate on this map you can just block it with 1 gateway or something. Like I actually can't get any vision whatsoever, which is pretty unfortunate. I'm going to make 1 turret and then I guess I'll just go back to dropping mules. Keep in mind, I didn't do any damage with my 3-racks. That is the point. Though he also... It's really hard to judge the situation here, because normally with the 3-racks you want to do damage, but my opponent here really committed a lot to defending. Like, he made multiple batteries, he warped in a lot of units. He didn't go for a fast 3rd base or something like that. Actually, if he's gonna come out here with his unit, I'm very tempted to still attack. But can I maybe get by here? Did he just mess this up and is gonna let me a free scout? Let's see. 4 gases, a little gateways. Yeah, I do have to say, guys, my opponent's strategy, I honestly think he did a really good job with the build order, because going for fast Colossus against 3-racks and not expanding too fast, but still going for the 3rd base at some point is actually a really good way to do this. So I think he over-defended a bit, but the fact that he went for fast Colossus instead of just like your regular Blink, I actually think is a really good choice by him, so well done. And that is going to put us in a slightly tough position. But he doesn't have... Exactly. He didn't expect me to still move out. So there we go. We're going to get a really nice cancel on that base. But actually, I didn't see a Robo Bay. You know, I've been saying it's Colossus because he has 4 gases and stuff. But did he maybe just not make the Robo Bay in time? That would turn this from a perfect defensive strategy to something slightly worse, which would be nice for us. Now, what is my strategy going to be here? I built my 30C on location. The biggest problem with the 3x against Colossus, just to explain it simply, if you guys are wondering why the hell is this build bad against Colossi, is because bio without medevacs doesn't exist. Please don't try to play bio without medevacs. It's absolutely awful. So here, I can't actually afford to make Vikings or a counter for Colossus because I still need to make the medevacs first. And making Vikings instead of medevacs is just absolutely no option. Like, there's just not something you can do. It just absolutely sucks. So I guess I'll just spend some time breaking all these rocks here making life a little bit easier for me to move around. Keep in mind, against a splash damage focused Protoss, I want to be the active one. I want to be the one that has the opportunity to go out on the map and surround him and stuff like that. I don't want to be forced to fight in small areas, especially. Let's see what he has by now. He's splitting his unit, which is kind of weird because he has an observer. Maybe he moved the observer back to his base. I saw the observer fly above my army just a little bit ago. Okay, I'm going to go for 4 tech labs because we are playing against Colossus. And then my best course of action here is probably to try and get a good drop in. Well, that is definitely scary because we did see that he sent Stalkers into the main base. So it's not like he's going to be unprepared for a drop. Maybe if I find the observer at some point, I guess it's probably here somewhere. I don't just want to blindly scan, but it's probably there somewhere. If we kill the observer, maybe then we can go for a big drop. That would be a good idea. Yeah, I've killed all the rocks at this point, which is nice. I'm going to get 4 Widow Mines and drop these. Maybe it is time for a random scan. Wait, did he actually move it back to his base instead of over my army? That would be very weird. Now, there's one thing, by the way, guys. I've actually noticed this. A lot of time when I do commentary, obviously I'm playing a little bit... Oh, okay. That is a nice scout, though. We found his DTs instantly. Okay, that's very nice. That's actually really funny. I was just about to bring this up. Okay, that's actually... I can barely not say that anymore now with a straight face. But I was going to say, one thing that I'm considerably worse at when doing commentary is spotting observers. Because for observers, you really have to pay attention. But just as I said that, I just found a couple DTs walking over the map before they even arrived at my base. So that is a pretty funny moment that I was going to bring that up. Now, I have too many Marines here. So what I want to do is I want to... Oh, I'll actually just fly over the watchtower, actually. Might as well just clear out the watchtower while I'm at it. I'm going to fly over the watchtower. If it's not there, I'll just go to the main base. Let's see. And I'm mostly doing this because Marines are particularly bad against Colossus, right? You want to have mostly Marauders against those. So I did make a Ghost Academy, right? Yeah, there it is. So you want mostly Marauders. If my army gets maxed out and I have that many Marines, it's going to be a bit of a nightmare. So that's why you don't want to sacrifice the Marines, but you want to trade them out, you know? Well, my Ghost Academy just finished. That is nice. I'm going to start making Vikings as well, since I started my 4th command center as well. He has a lot of Stalkers. Well, I don't know if he has an observer there, though. That's the... Did he just activate that prematurely? That means his army is not in position. That's a pretty easy read there. Okay, wait, he's still... he's not making Colossi at all. He's just making Disruptors, okay. Now it's time for the ultimate YOLO. He used the battery overcharge, guys. Oh, he did blink barely in time, but he didn't get the one shot on the medevac. That's beautiful, and he doesn't have the battery overcharge here. Normally, this would be an absolute disastrous move for me, but if the battery overcharge is not there, I can actually just go for it. And look how much I'm actually crushing his Stalkers here. I do want to escape with these medevacs, though. Let's see. Wait, does he? Yeah, okay. I was going to think, couldn't he have blinked away? Maybe he used it already before I, even saw it. Now, let's get these upgrades. This is the kind of game where I might have to go for a late game transition. I'm going to make a couple more command centers here. Let's see. There's no way he can be in position here because he has a mostly disruptor-focused army. So I'm just going to focus down this base. And actually, I could just kill a few of these, honestly. Let's do some splitties. There we go. 1 disruptor for 1 marauder. We take that, honestly. That's a fantastic trade. And now I got my ghost coming up. And now most of this game is going to be about me dodging the disruptors while staying efficient. My economy is definitely better than him, but he has an army that's really good in straight up fights, because fighting straight up against disruptors, as you guys probably know, is an absolute nightmare. Let's get a couple sensor towers up, really solidify the macro game here. Probably start a few more marauders and stuff. And oh wait. Oh, okay, that was 1 disruptor. I was going to say, if there's no disruptors in that recall, we might be able to. Let's see. All right, perfect dodges so far. And then I'm just going to go back around killing this 4th base over here, which should be really nice for me. Maybe I can even get some free trades. Yeah, these trades look completely free here, as long as I dodge the follow-up disruptor shots. Let's get a nice EMP on those. Oh, that's a misclick. Oh no, the pathing gets me again. I always talk about how pathing is my biggest enemy, and the same thing happened. I didn't intend for the units to go on the bottom at all, but I'm just so bad at choosing the right, place to click my units, I guess is the best way to put it. I tried to get them over the top here, but for some reason I miscalculated once again, the distance of each different path. So let's get a couple more barracks up here. I mean, I think as long as I'm just gonna keep the position. Oh wait, he's actually not in position at all here. Oh, this is beautiful. We're gonna be able to kill this entire base, I think. Yeah, okay, this is massive. I don't think he has a recall either, guys. Yeah, there we go. That is actually an awesome way to win, by the way. I don't think I really fought his army a single time. I fought it for a little bit on the left side until Disruptor showed up. I guess I battled his Stalkers on the main, but I never fought his army, and I just completely destroyed him by walking around all the time. That's a very clinical way to win. I didn't even have to go for the late game. This kind of reminds me of that $2,500 tournament I played. We had one game where I just won by just killing his bases all over, and I guess in the end, it was pretty close to the style I like to play. If you look at my base, I have 6 command centers, 5 base, 4 base saturated, 2-2 on the way, air upgrades coming. I was set for the late game. I never had to fight. I took one Disruptor here to the face, but besides that thing was a pretty much perfect game. And once again, we keep our money. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Make sure to give it a like, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you all for the next one. Adios.